Now let's talk about Honey Boo Boo Child. I had to do that again because that was a name. Now this is a name I did not expect that I was going to be bringing up on this show because I'm like, why would we be talking about Honey Boo Boo? Like, remember back in the day when they had Here Comes Honey Boo Boo and that whole they broke big on all over TV and they were like the talk of the town because we were so fascinated by white trash and them eating sketty and how morbidly obese they was and you had Sugar Bear that looked like a big old dope fiend and that whole mess kind of found out Mama June was a dope fiend um and still was up until a certain point. But I happened to see this online and I was like, oh, I need to talk about this. And I actually watched the episode so that way I can bring more context to it. Because one of my friends was like, why was you watching Honey Boo Boo? I said, because for the show. I took that L for y'all. But anyway, I didn't even know they was still on. It's kind of like Jazz Jennings. I didn't even know I Am Jazz was still on. I'm like, damn, y'all just don't be canceling shows over there in reality TV land. Y'all stay giving people 12, 11, 15, 17, 25 seasons. I mean, quiet as it's kept, people ain't been keeping up with the Kardashians since they was on E, but yet and still, they still got a damn reality show. But back to this. So apparently, reality star, Honey Boo Boo, Alana Honey Boo Boo, yeah, Alana Honey Boo Boo Thompson and Mama June apparently are making headlines again after they, showed a recent episode of their show called Mama June Family Crisis. And she questioned because, Honey Boo Boo trying to go to college. And she trying to move to Colorado because I think now they live in Georgia. But they're trying to move to Colorado. She's trying to go to college. She was looking into colleges with her sister. Her sister basically has been raising her because her mother, was a damn drug addict and no good or whatever the case was. So her sister basically has been raising her because she got her own kids and those other stuff and trying to keep Alana on the straight and narrow. And Alana's ready to go to college. I think she's trying to become a nurse or something or another. So she was going to go to Colorado. She was looking at houses, whatever the case was. They talked about her credit was bad, so the place that she wanted to stay in, she couldn't get it. I guess her boyfriend, because she got a black boyfriend. They trying to move out there and all this other stuff, and he's trying to get a job and all this other mess. So then they had this scene where they were talking about. So the mother talking about, oh, I was putting 80% of the money into the thing and all this other stuff, and she's good with her finances. So then her sister calls into play. Okay, we need to see the receipts on like how much money she had. This should be a lot of money. And she said at least 200,000. I'm like, from Here Comes Honey Boo Boo and all the shows you've been doing, Dance with the Stars, The Masked Singer, all these things you've been doing over the years, you should have way more than 200,000. Don't sell yourself short. I guess because y'all live in Georgia, y'all think 200K is a lot. But if you've been on TV for a long period of time, there should be way more money in the account that's 200K. Child, they brought up the paperwork. How the hell does Alana have $30,000 in her account? So they question June no good ass. And June kept telling like 4,000 different stories. So I should point out that the sister that she's living with is Pumpkin. So Pumpkin is the one because Chickadee. Shout out to her. She passed away from cancer. I don't know if she's on this show because, like I said, I haven't been watching the show, so I don't know if this probably filmed before she was sick and all this other stuff. But Chickadee was the sister that passed away from cancer. I think it was like maybe a month or two ago, or early. I'll say earlier this year because we're in March. So her look, Mama June married too, because her husband Justin is on the show also. He said he didn't know. But June was up in there in the living room when they was going back and forth, but where the money, bitch, where my money at? I was gonna say, bitch, better have my money. I mean, she should also, but it was like, where my money at? And while June's sitting there telling a whole bunch of lies, talking about, well, if you really look at it, you've been raising yourself. You've been paying your own bills and all something. But wait a minute. First of all, as a child, she shouldn't be paying money out her own pocket. You should be dipping into her savings that she was making as a child performer to be paying bills. You as a grown-ass woman should have been figuring out where all that money coming from and you making sure that with her being a pageant girl, her hair, her nails, all of that other stuff is up to par. Makeup, all the other stuff that she's doing, that she should be getting that. She shouldn't be dipping into her reality TV fund. Didn't she also, wasn't Honey Boo Boo on Dance Moms before she went off and went solo? So I'm sitting there like, all them years, you should have been putting your money into that to make, because, we all know Alana started out as a pageant girl, a child pageant girl, like very John Benet Ramsey. So You should be using your money for that. Why is you dipping into this girl fund? Talking about she spent $100,000 on a house. I'm sure she was also dipping into that fund to fund her drug habit and a bunch of other stuff. So Alana was pissed, rightfully so, ran outside in tears, asking Justin if he even knew. He didn't know. Then they had a whole scene at the end where he was in the car and said that you were a liar. She said, "Oh, I'm not lying, but you said that it was 80% that you put into the account." Come to find out, it was the other way around. So it was 80% you was taking out, and you left Alana, what was that, be like 15%? You left her nothing. Like you was up in there spending that poor girl money. All this whole time, she should have been, this is the time when you're an adult that all that money that you've been working hard for, and this is why a lot of us go to work, child star or not. A lot of us put all this money into an account so that way when we get to a certain point in our life, we could be like, you know what? I'm good. I got a lot of money in my account. I could retire. I could live off my savings. I could live off my pension. I could live off those other things. When you're a child performer, you're looking forward to like, okay, so I know this ain't gonna last forever, but I got the reality TV money coming in. I got all these other opportunities that I'm doing, and I'm going to use that money to pay for the things I really want to do, which is I want to go to college. I want to because college is expensive. College is even more expensive than when I went to school. When I went to college about 13 years ago. So when I went to, study film and stuff. So I felt for Alana being in tears. June, you a piece of shit. And if I was Alana, even though it seemed like she emancipated from her damn mother, I'd take her ass to court. And if it strains our relationship, which quite as it was already seemed to be a bit strange, then so be it. Like you ain't really been a mother to me anyway. That's the way I would look at it. So if I take your ass to court and you're ordered to pay back all the money that was missing from my funds, all the paperwork, you'd have to find that and bring it in on how much money you were making over the years. Add that up, get you a good damn lawyer, and take Mama June to court because that's bullshit right there. And so this says when the girls challenged their mother about what happened to the money, she admitted she took 80% and left. Okay, so it was 20%. Apparently, I can't count. I said 15. It took 80% and left 20% for Alana. Lauren said, I don't get what you were even paying for other than drugs. Now, in a confessional, Alana threatened to take Mama June to court because something's got to happen because you ain't fitting. Um, well, she said fitting, but first of all, slang term is you ain't finna just get away with stealing my money. So she ain't say fitting, she said finna. Justin was also not over Mama June's lies. And like I said back, when I was talking about it, it said in the car ride back home, he accused her of still lying and asked in a confessional for her to stop lying. He then said the BS has to stop. You're an effing liar. And she said nothing in response. So I say all this to say, June, girl, shout out to my friend Adam Barter who worked with her on his, his little projects. No shade, his projects. I said little projects because sometimes, when I say things, people always feel like I'm being shady. But my friend Adam Barter had worked with her on some stuff. I know they had a falling out. And they even did a reality show thing where they went to court. So if y'all gonna do that, you know what, Alana, take your mama to court because that's just some bullshit right there. So I just want to bring that up because it's like, come on now, the people that you actually go in your life and you trust to be handling your stuff while you going off being a performer, giving a little Shirley Temple tease with your performance, and then hear your mother go low key stealing your money. I know, look, Alana's not the first nor the last person this has happened to. This happens to a lot of child stars, and it's sad that you can't even trust the person who gave birth to you to not steal your money. And why was that even allowed? Like that shouldn't even been allowed. I don't know what the laws are where they set up their funds and all stuff. They also mentioned some kind of little trust or whatever they put in, but that's just messed up what she did.